going on, everybody? How we doing this week? I'm a little late with this video, but I'm going to give you a twofer to make up for it. As you see over here on the side, we got our tattoo fail of the week and our hottest tattooed celebrity of the week as well, already up for you folks to see. So we'll give you an idea of what I'm going to talk about first, which is going, because, Jeff Hardy, hottest tattooed celebrity of the week. There's gotta be a little talk about wrestling tattoos. And of course, the tattoo on top there is my idea of a fail for the week because everybody knows that those titles change in design and color constantly. So getting one specific design tattooed forever on your body, especially this one that still has the WWF logo on it, is not the best idea. Sorry, but that's a fail for me. But we are going to be talking about wrestling tattoos to start this video off. I'm going to be giving you a second tattooed celebrity of the week because I am late with this video, so I'm giving you 2 episodes in one today. So, and there will be a tattoo win in that section. So, wrestling tattoos are some of the hardest ones to get behind as far as either doing a logo, which in previous videos I had mentioned is never a good idea, but people do it anyway. It is what it is. Logos always have a tendency to change. Companies can change names, so their logo could change entirely, not just by design, but also by name. Companies like to update their look to keep fresh with the times, so getting anything that has a logo on it, like the Intercontinental title there on this poor guy's leg, not a good idea. It's not. And I don't care how long you've been watching wrestling, you can only just started watching wrestling a month ago, and you've already seen at least 12 superstars, either with the WWE, AEW, New Japan, Impact, anywhere. You've seen a wrestler with a tattoo or many tattoos. Even just recently doing some searches for something to give you a little bit more of a visual aid for past wrestlers with tattoos. It turns out that even John Cena has a tattoo. Now, it's not confirmed that it's a real tattoo yet. It may be just something that's done for the movie he's doing with Jackie Chan, which is Project X. It's due out sometime later this year, I believe. But on his right forearm, on the inside, you can see in some of the videos he's put out, he's got a tattoo now. Again, it could just be for the movie. We shall see. You also have wrestlers like Randy Orton. He started the business with a giant tribal tattoo across the back of his shoulders. And it's now morphed into full double sleeves of skulls. It's pretty cool in my opinion. You have the Usos and Roman Reigns and The Rock, which, as you saw in the beginning there, he was a past choice for Celebrity of the Week. All have the traditional Samoan artwork done on their arms. Seth Rollins has I forget what it's called exactly, and I would probably butcher the name of it anyway. So he has Chinese characteristics. See, I can't even talk today, so down his spine. And he also has turn the page or burn the page on the inside of his wrist, and I believe it's his right wrist, which is something from a very popular song when he was younger. Then you have John Moxley, who has his wedding band tattooed on his hand. You have Batista. He's got full sleeves going. The Undertaker has got full sleeves. He even had his ex-wife's name on his throat, which he's now covered. You've got Baron Corbin. You've got Charlotte Flair. You've got Paige. Even Sasha Banks just recently got a new tattoo with she got the word protect on the inside of her lip as her first tattoo, which, good on you, girl. That's a very difficult spot to get inked, even though it's very minuscule. And I'm not one to really sit there and judge people. I judge the tattoo and the placement of the tattoo. With that, on the inside of the lip, even Lita can tell you that is not only a painful spot, that is the spot that is the hardest to upkeep when it comes to the fading of it and just basically having to go get it redone, because of the fact that the inside of your lip, no, it doesn't see sunlight, but that skin does get worn a lot, so it replaces itself constantly. So that's one place where you have to go and get it touched up a lot more often. So, not the best choice, but you know what? Again, I'm not one to judge the person. I judge the tattoo. So, if that's what she wanted to do, that's what she wanted to do. That's fine with me. You have also, from the past, you got John Tenta. Many of you will remember him as Earthquake. So, and part of the natural disasters. He had the giant lion, the giant tiger tattoo on his arm, which he later on covered up with a mural of some kind. I don't remember what it was exactly, but later on in his career, he got a bigger tattoo. And even the Big Show, another one with a giant tiger tattoo on his arm. The Rock, again, mentioning that with the Samoan tribal work, he also got the Brahma Bull covered up to be more dramatic, let's say. He himself put out the video for it. Jeff Hardy here, as you see, has a dragon going around tree roots, which, as he explained it on their own YouTube channel a number of years ago when he first started this tattoo, he started with it on his lower side there, and it slowly grew and eventually made its way down his arm. This represents his roots, how much he's grown within the business and his life. And it's also just, he calls it the Tree of Life tattoo for himself, which, hey, again, I don't judge the person, I judge the tattoo. And honestly, for me, this is beautiful work. It's very detailed. I am a sucker for a tattoo that has meaning behind it, and this has some of the best meaning behind it. Because of that, it makes it a truly beautiful tattoo in so many different ways. He also, on the back of his neck, if I remember right, got the Hardy Boys logo tattooed, which it's a logo he came up with and created, and WWE kind of transformed it a bit to make it a little bit more legible from what he had originally created way back in the 90s. So it's definitely that kind of a logo I can get behind because it's something that he himself created. So it's something of his own personal design, so I'm okay with it. But again, I don't judge the person, I judge the tattoo. I'm going to be saying this a lot. He has gotten pretty much his entire side and back done with just this tattoo, and it's definitely something that took hours upon hours to do, I can tell you. So when it comes to situations like that, it's a good idea to do what he did and just do it in stages. I mean, my sleeve here, it's only a half sleeve right now, but this took months. I mean, between money and time, This took months to get just this far, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get it finished because the only person I trust to finish it is all the way back in New York. So it's going to be difficult to get that done for me. Um, Getting back on the topic of wrestling tattoos and wrestlers who have tattoos. Of course, you've got also Brock Lesnar, who's got the giant knife and uh, knuckles on his chest, and on his back he's got that skull. He's also got, in my research, I love some of you people out there who try to write an article about tattoos and what they are. James Ellsworth has a rendition of the Willie G tattoo on his arm. There is an article out there who sat there and said, the author of that article sat there and said that they think, because they don't know what this skull is on his arm, that they think it's a rendition, but a skull drawn by a kindergartner to represent the Stone Cold Steve Austin skull. Wrong. Anybody who knows Harley Davidson and knows all of the different logos involved with Harley Davidson knows that that is a rendition of the Willie G skull. Now, Willie G is one of the artistic creators for Harley Davidson. So, with that, I want to call it the identifying logo for Willie G himself, but in a way that's not right. His brand, I guess you can call it. His market brand is a skull, and there's been many different renditions of it, but the true Willie G skull connects the left eye, connects the left eye with the actual sinus socket, I guess you call it, the septum or whatever of the skull itself. So that's the true Willie G. If you don't want to do that and have issues with possibility of there being copyright issues, don't connect the eye to the septum. That's all you got to do. Moving on, we just recently saw Scott Steiner with his 57th birthday. And he got a tattoo on his chest of a cross with a heart. And honestly, it's one of those things, and I think I hear Wendy stirring, so I may have to stop this and restart it. Yes, I do. So we'll be back. And we're back. And as you see, I got little Wendy here with me again. You say hi, Wendy. Hi. She just had a little bit of a morning nap there, so we should be all good to go to finish up our little video here. And now I don't have to be quiet because she's awake. A big old smile on her face. But getting back to the topic here. When it comes to wrestling tattoos, there are definitely a lot out there. I mean, Charlotte Flair has a quote about guarding your heart on one side of her ribcage, and on the other side she has a cross dedicated to her brother Reed, who unfortunately passed away at a very young age. And that's the reason she got into wrestling to begin with, because she wanted to do it for him. She wanted to finish out his career, and she's done fantastically, I think. Yeah, I do. Yeah. And Paige has been in the news many times with her different tattoos that she's gotten. Many thought when she got the anchor tattooed on her hand that she was going to be transitioned from Paige into Sister Abigail. We all know that didn't turn out, but we'll see. We'll see what they end up doing for that character, if they ever do anything for that character. She got talk shit, get bit on the sides of her hand. She has across the front of her rib cage or the under boob tattoos. And she's got a lot. And of course, the very first person I chose to be the celebrity of the week, Corey Graves, because this show was based off of the idea that he had for the WWE Network with his show of Superstar Inc. So again, Corey Graves, thanks for the inspiration. And of course, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Miss Lita, or Miss Amy Dumas. She's got quite a few tattoos. She has a full sleeve of sugar skulls, just about, on one arm, to go along with the very first tattoo she got, which got her basically a lot of notoriety and a lot of fame within the wrestling world when she first debuted with the WWE. We got Batista, we got Corey Graves, even Michael Cole has tattoos. They're not very good tattoos, but he has tattoos himself. But since we always see him in a suit, we rarely ever see them. I'm hoping to never see them again, considering last time we saw them, he had a match at WrestleMania. Yeah. Let's hope that never happens again. Just saying. Just saying. Even Hulk Hogan, in the later stages of his life here, has gotten some tattoos. Kevin Nash has gotten tattoos. Rey Mysterio is covered in tattoos now. As much as we don't like talking about him, Enzo Amore has tattoos. Most notably, the microphone on the back of his hand, which it's a very clever idea. I'm just going to say it now. It's a clever idea for a tattoo for somebody who likes to talk, like Enzo. So, it's always fun to see people have that little spark of creativity when it comes to artwork that's going to be around for the rest of your life. So, you have Brie Bella, who has the two bear claws on her lower abdomen. Renee Young, she has a heart on her wrist. I believe she also got her wedding band tattooed on her hand. Because as we all know, she is married to Jon Moxley, or Jonathan Good, as his real name. Who else has tattoos there, baby girl? Huh? Who else? Huh? Oh! Former Impact star, now NXT breakout star, Dexter Lumis. Yeah. Who could forget Aleister Black? I mean, he was held back from Saudi Arabia because of his Lilith tattoo, which those of you who know the story behind Lilith know that it's a very religious tattoo and very it's hard to word this thing, because Lilith was a controversial spiritual character in a way. So she's not very well looked upon. No, Lilith is not very well looked upon by many cultures. So, moving on. Who else has tattoos? Ricochet. Ricochet has tattoos, most notably the Fearless tattoo on his pectoral. Yeah. Yeah. And it's amazing to see how far spread and how more widely accepted tattoos are starting to become. I've said it many times, being covered in tattoos does not it doesn't diminish your professional behavior. So for workplaces where you're going to be covering up those tattoos to begin with, to say you're not allowed to have a tattoo, I'm sorry, but you're behind the times. You're behind the times. If the person's in a fucking suit or long sleeves for most of the day and they don't see the tattoos until they either put on a bathing suit or a tank top, then it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, just because a person has a tattoo doesn't mean they don't know how to be professional. Just saying. Oh, Cody Rhodes has Dream tattooed on his chest. Dustin also has a couple tattoos. You have, of course, Shannon Moore and his wife, Lindsay Snow, covered in tattoos. So there's quite a bit within the wrestling world that are covered in tattoos and all of that fun stuff. So, yeah. And with wrestling tattoos, it doesn't have to be what you see on TV. There's also tattoos out there of actual college wrestling, or Olympic wrestling as it's called. Which, speaking of that, Kurt Angle also has a tattoo. So, yeah. And of course, you have the wrestling shoes, the headgear that I've seen tattooed. You have the wrestling stances tattooed on a lot of people who are heavily within that industry, and it's actually growing in a way, because you see a lot of these wrestlers that are coming into the business now. They didn't just do the backyard wrestling, they also wrestled for schools. I mean, Dolph Ziggler was a collegiate wrestler and he won awards for it. I mean, you have people like that. I mean, Chad Gable, an Olympic wrestler. So, yeah. Somebody's happy after her nap, I see here. So, I think we can wrap up the wrestling talk there with that. And I think we can switch this over now to our next topic. And our next two choices here. So let me get this set up. And we'll start with changing this one over. Now, my next choice for Tattooed Celebrity of the Week, if my computer will work with me here, there we go, is this lovely young lady right here, who is the lead singer of New Year's Day. Her name is Ash Costello. And you'll notice the hairstyle there is something I have done before. And the tattoo win of the week is something many of you know is very near and dear to my heart. In fact, the Nightmare Before Christmas Spiral Hill right there is actually tattooed on my elbow. Which I will say this, out of all the tattoos I have gotten, including behind my ear, the elbow is the worst spot I've gotten done, although it still didn't hurt that bad. And considering I've given birth to this one without any painkillers, yeah, I think I'm pretty sure when it comes right down to it, I could get my other elbow tattooed and not even flinch yet again. But she has quite a few on just the right arm there, which I always make the joke, people that are like only have tattoos on one side of their bodies are unbalanced. It's a joke, haha, funny. I'm never serious about it. I call myself unbalanced because my left leg is tattooed and my right leg is not at all. I was saving my right leg for a little tribute to Stephen King and his Dark Tower series, but that may change. I may have to get something involving her done on that leg just to start balancing myself out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But with this one, it's this topic. Pretty much, it's just oh, because she has the word "believe" tattooed on her. This is based in with me thinking of getting something done for her, and JP as well, her father, still needing to get his first tattoo done. Um, we're gonna wait until she's a little bit older, so it's a little less in the way of bills, but we're getting there. It'll happen, people. Don't worry. It will happen. Yes, it will. Uh, this is gonna be a little topic about tribute tattoos. They're all great if they're done right. I like Charlotte Flair mentioned in our last topic. She has the cross with her brother's name on it. It's a great tribute. Recently, a friend of mine's son passed away, and he got his New York State paramedic badge with his name tattooed on his leg as a tribute to him. I have a lighthouse with my mom's name and her birth year and death year as a tribute to her on my body. I typically say stay away from doing portraits because they are so difficult to get right. But I've seen quite a few out there of the Ultimate Warrior that are fantastic. We have the more animated style for him, the more cartoon character style, which is adorable and spot on in many ways. For those of you that remember his personality. Then you have those that have done the hyper realistic portraits, which, holy shit, they look like actual pictures and are done so well. But again, that is something that you're going to have to sit there and do the research for to find out exactly if your artist can do that. Because portraits can go wrong and then they can go right. So you definitely want to be sure that your artist that you choose is comfortable doing a portrait. And when I mean a portrait, I mean of somebody's face. They're going to get the details as close as they can without making it look like it was drawn by a third grader. I've seen it, people. I have seen it. All you have to do, to coin a phrase from Conrad Thompson there, just throw it in your Google machine and you'll see the results of some bad portrait work. And on this show, you've seen some examples of good portrait work. So you got that. You got to keep that in mind. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Somebody's excited. Somebody's excited. Yeah. And when it comes to tribute portrait or tribute tattoos, they don't have to just be about a death. I mean, like, I want to give a tribute to Wendi on me because she's my daughter. She is the light of my life at the moment here. Although she does have her moments where it's like I can understand why animals eat their young, but in all honesty, I would not change a thing with having her here. She is my angel and my devil. I will get that right. I will put that out there. Yes, she is my angel and she is my devil, all wrapped up into one tiny, adorable little package that is currently just zoomed in on Shark Week at the moment. So, I do want to get a tribute for her. You can sit there and get a tribute for your dog or your cat. It's all good. It does not have to be about something that's dead. It can be something that's living. If you have a favorite plant in your garden, go ahead, get a tribute tattoo. Have fun. But again, it all comes back to just do the research on your artist and listen to what they say when it comes to healing, whether it be dry healing, using the ointments, keeping it wrapped up, letting it air out, whatever. Just listen to your artist and the proper care and healing of your tattoo to avoid any and all infections, as well as any and all defects that can happen from not properly taking care of your tattoo. Yes. So if you don't properly take care of it, what happens is you can end up with splotchy ink coloring later on, or you can end up with a very serious skin infection, which is on the same lines as staph infection. So you might want to be careful. Yeah. That's pretty much all I got for you folks today, which I think that's good enough. What do you think, baby girl? Huh? You want to talk some more about tattoos? No? She's shy all of a sudden. Yeah, somebody's shy all of a sudden, so I think we'll end the video here. Quick little video for you to get out for your 2-for-1 for this week. Hopefully, now that things are starting to get a little bit more settled and she's feeling a little better. Yeah, she's feeling better. Oh, she's still tired, apparently. I'll be able to get back on track, and I'll be able to bring you a video every Monday and not miss a Monday again. So here's to you folks. Happy trails. Have fun. Do research on your artists. Connect with your favorite people in the world. And of course, if you like the video, leave me a comment. Yeah. You want to say goodbye, Wendy? Let's say bye. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah. I'll see you later, folks. Bye.